Hello everyone, this is Zeeebo and welcome back to yet another Relentless Rumble Guide video. And in this video, we're going to talk about our best free-to-play teams for Relentless Rumble Brawl 3 for us to get the maximum rewards. So before we start, the maximum rewards would be at the 20 kill mark. And for this boss fight over here, I think this could be the most challenging one because we tried multiple different setups, multiple different units, which we will break down what are the better ones for this fight. But the max kill that we were able to get is 23, and I think those that are above in terms of the 25 to 30 kills range, they probably have a pretty developed Harrock or physical damage dealer from the Celestial Hypogean side, which is not popular units in most cases, which I'll talk about. Okay, so against this boss, okay, let's run through the kit first. So this is one of the most annoying anti-mage character, Dead type warrior right here, with the ability to absorb HP equals to 20% of attack from all enemies within 1 tile, and also having the tidal barrier to take reduced damage with increased vitality, and last but not least the phantom armor, which prevents you from controlling it with the unaffected, as well as taking less magical damage, which means that your usual good magical damage dealers, for example Odie, for example Talin, they are not as effective in this fight itself. But the good news for the Dead type warrior right here is that this unit only spawns 2 of them max in terms of the whole battle itself. So what this means is you can actually use Mikola as one of the supports for the team, and this is my best team so far. This is my best team setup with regards to this boss fight. So with regards to this boss fight, ideally you want physical or true damage dealers, because this is where they are able to do 100% of their max damage and give you your maximum damage output. So in this case, Sonya is pretty good. For my case, I have a pretty developed Seth, so I'm using my Seth over here. If you don't have Seth, then what I can recommend is maybe using the likes of Shakir to give you a little bit of damage while buffing up your frontliners, and at the same time running another melee units will ensure that you have at least 2 to 3 melee units within that honorary arena, which allows you to throw in your Mikola to maximize the attack percentage buff itself. So this is the combo, right, with regards to the team over here. Another really good unit, very important unit, I'll say, is actually Lily May. So Lily May serves 2 roles, right? One, damage dealer that deals even more damage over time, and also a HP percentage damage dealer that does pretty well against this boss, even though she's a magical attacker, right? So that is one thing. She has this HP percentage which deals a lot of damage, and more importantly is the ultimate cancelling with temper shot, which will reduce the ultimate casting from the Dead type warrior to make it survive longer. So that is where Lily May shines, and I think in terms of all the units here, right, I'll say Lily May is probably the most important, and then obviously supports like Smokey as well as Mikola, they are really good to maximize your buffs as well as your sustain. And then you want to max out your stats of your carries with Sonya with decent physical damage potential, and then throw in one more unit to help you do that 20 kill mark range. So in this case, I think I'll use Seth to showcase, and then we'll showcase a few other units and then showcase the damage numbers. So with regards to this boss fight, Valka is decent. I think Harrock's definitely really good, being one of the best physical attackers. Seth, Lenya, as well as all the decent physical attackers can be used against this boss fight. So it depends on whether or not you have those units built up, and whether or not you have the team synergy as well as the factional bonus advantage for you to max out your Q score. So right here we have the 3-1 Mauler buff from Seth, Mikola, as well as Smokey, with the semi-carrying potential of Sonya, and also the key carrying potential from Lily May. So Lily May is quite a powerful character from a budget perspective for most people that should have built her up. So this character is really good for this fight, one of the best character you can use here. Valka, like I mentioned, true damage, single target, burst down the units pretty fast as well with HP percentage damage, and obviously whatever carries I mentioned earlier, all the physical true damage dealers, pretty decent options right here. So this is my best damage team. Artifact of choice, we use the Starshot spell for the haste as well as the damage, so that we are able to nuke down the monsters. So another artifact which I think is really good is the Blizzard one that summons the Blizzard. So right here we did 23 kills with this team right here. Okay, So this is the details in terms of the damage distribution. Seth doing pretty good. Then we have Lily followed by Sonya right here. So if you were to switch out Seth and replace it with Shakir, you should be able to get 20 kills if your Shakir is built up, and if your carries in the form of Lily as well as Sonya is built up, because Shakir doesn't do that much damage and Shakir is a melee unit. So this will actually allow the dead type warrior to absorb a little bit more HP to make it a little bit more annoying. But if let's say your carries have enough damage to prevent this dead type vortex from being too powerful, then you can definitely try to run Shakir. So the next team will be me using Valka in the showcase. So we'll be using the same like Mauler factional talent with the Mauler supports, but this time around with Valka. So Valka offers the true damage with the ability to buff up the whole team with the Spectral Bulwark right here by buffing up their attack speed. So without further ado, let's showcase this. One here, unfortunately no 22, but we'll showcase Valka's damage output. This is Valka's damage output, pretty okay as well. So this is with regards to the Griffon side. Now let's do a Lightbearer side. So just now I mentioned for the Lightbearer side, we could actually use Sonya together with Marilee as well. So this is what we're gonna do. But I think Lily May is actually really important, because like the ultimate cancelling basically allows you to bring down the bosses a little bit faster. But I think this team might also work, the Lightbearer with the Mauler buffs over here, because Corinne as well as Marilee can do true damage. So they should be able to negate the dead type warriors survival better. But the build up is a little bit slow, right? You can see that the dead type warriors, they are not dying as fast. So your Marilee needs some time to build up and your Corinne needs some time to build up as well. So the build up is a little bit slow. So we have to see whether or not we can catch up in terms of the kills later on with all the buffs on our carries. Yeah, so that's why it seems like we are killing it slower. So Lily May sort of makes the job easier by just bursting them down or cancelling their ultimate. So unfortunately, we didn't do 20 kills right here. But I do think that, let's say if you have a more developed Sonya, with maybe like a Lily May, maybe you can take out like one of these carries and then put in Lily May, for example, to cancel out the dead type warriors ultimate. I think you should be able to cross the 20 kill mark. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this free-to-play account. Max kill so far 23. I don't think I can push further unless I invest in the likes of Harap, for example, or maybe even Twins for even more buffs for the team. But I think it's pretty good for me to secure every quest rewards right here. So thank you very much for tuning in. I'll see you guys again in my next video. Bye guys.